Welcome to the Velvet Room, a space for an open conversation about Black love, marriage, religion, and generational wealth. Sit back and relax and be prepared for a real discussion and open conversation. Like and subscribe.
What up, what up, what up?
Hey, y'all.
How y'all doing? Welcome to the Velvet Room. Oh, what you playing there? What you playing?
Let me pump up.
Come on in, everybody. We're going to get started in a minute. How you do that? How you do it? Welcome everybody to the Velvet Room. Please come in. Please share it to your page before we get started. How's everybody doing today?
Yo, I'm about to rip it, son. Get that beat going.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it.
Come on. Go.
It's a way that you can understand. It's a way my girl Lois be holding her hands. Yo. Woo! I thought you were ready.
All right, there you go. You gotta start the show up. Woo!
That's it. Come on, everybody. Come on. Welcome to the Velvet Room. Please share to your page before we get started. In love, do you ever dream? Come on, Rob.
Candy coated rain for the same
Hey, Felicia.
My love, do you ever dream?
Yeah, come on now. Y'all gonna do it. You gotta sing it, huh?
Sing on the beat.
Welcome everybody to the Velvet Room. Come on in. Please share to your page before we get started. Please share. All right. So, how's everybody's weekend?
That's good.
Yeah, man.
As far as just it was
Wonderful.
short.
A little bit too short, yeah.
It's too short.
That's like every weekend, especially when you're having fun.
Right. I don't know about it. I didn't do too much work.
Yeah, you looked up in the air like there was more going on than just work the way you look just then.
Trust me.
And the other kind of work.
Exactly.
Just work, paint, brushes. That's
Exactly.
all. I still got plenty for y'all too.
You said what?
I still got plenty paint brushes for you all
Oh, for real?
to get painted.
No hablas inglés.
Oh, don't worry. We got Spanish ones too.
Have y'all heard of the relationship card game?
I haven't.
What do y'all think of it?
Hmm.
I haven't.
So, before we get started.
We will look into it though, Joseph.
Oh, she said she has. So before we get started, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Velvet Room. This is a place for real conversation. We're discussing Black love, marriage, relationships, all of the in-between. So before we get started, let's get started with, by the way, the topic of the day is going to be, do the music and artists influence the Black culture and how? But before we get started, let's go ahead and discuss what's in the news. Give me 1 second here. Let me get it queued up.
And now it's time for In the News.
And what's going on, everybody? Look, This week in the news. Wow. The vice presidential debate. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Honestly, I think it was a little bit more civil than it was for the presidential debate.
Right.
Also believe that we need to all go out and vote, y'all. I mean, if I don't say nothing else about this, we need to go out and vote.
Right.
I think the fly gave us an indication who not to vote for.
Right.
Well, you know, fly do land on shit. So
Yeah, well, there it
Don't
is. I mean,
Yeah.
it was told also in the news that Senator Harris, she was up by about 10% on the performance of her debate, as in where he was 10% less than she was.
Yeah.
And only thing I think they can base off the performance off of with her is because of what she said. She spoke really well. And with him, it was his aggressiveness that had him as high up as he was.
well, let me ask y'all this. How do you think she did? Because I feel like she could have been more aggressive.
She could have been more.
Nope. She could
don't think
not
so?
be more aggressive because she would have been labeled the angry black woman. Just like they did Michelle.
yeah.
Obama.
But you know, though, sometimes you ain't gonna win either way. They're gonna label you.
No, I
Either
know,
way.
but she didn't have
She
a
did right.
choice. Just like they did Michelle Obama when she was campaigning for Obama, they labeled her the angry black woman because she was passionate about him being the president and about their core values. So Kamala, I'm sure, I keep calling her. Her name is Kamala. They kept calling her. I'm sure her team strategically told her to, lay low, laugh stuff off, be cool, because she can't be the angry black woman.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to be who you are, regardless. You know what I'm saying? You can't let nobody put you in a place and say, "This is where I'm going to put you at," because that's why we haven't got far enough in America as we should be, because we're always afraid. You know what I mean? Like
I get what you're saying, but here's my. I agree with you, Myron. But at the same token, let's look at it like this right here. When you trying to get somewhere, wait till you get there, and then if you need to show out after you get the vice presidency, then let's by all means be more aggressive.
But
You
Trump
have to be aggressive to get your point across and to be passionate about something. I feel like that's what, like Lois is saying, that's what they was looking for her to do. But she kept her composure and she got her point across, and she was respected. That's why she's 10% up.
Well,
But
when I
look
say
at
aggressive,
Obama. Look at Obama. Obama, the way that he debated, he was just so smooth. You know what I mean? Like, you could not rattle Obama, but he got his point across. He was aggressive to the point that it was just so smooth that just like, damn, he just killed him softly. You know what I mean? So everybody don't have that, have that ability. You know what I mean?
Right.
right.
Like the Trump campaign say anything they want to, and people bow down. It seems like people tend to bow down to him, and I think it's to the point now that people got to let them know we're not afraid of you. We're gonna tell you what's on our mind, and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to show that you got the same power that they got, and they attempt to belittle you as a candidate and as a person, and that's why their loyalists also get so strong. You know what I mean? Because he done gave them that power, and then when you get on a national stage, you also give him that power. If you don't stand back up and say, okay, no, that's not how this is going today.
Right. Well, let me say this. When it comes to aggressive, I wasn't exactly saying. I'm saying like sometimes when he over talked and went to her time, she was very nice about it. She was like, okay, that's what I'm saying. At those particular times, she could have cut him off. And look, this is my time now. And I'm not saying being like really aggressive, but he crossed the line a lot and talked way up over into her time. So that's what I'm saying. She could have been more aggressive. Like, look, she could have went back at him. But I don't know. That's just me.
So here's what I was gonna say about that. To piggyback on what you were saying, Anthony, she did a couple of times. He kept trying to interrupt her. She said, "Wait a minute, I'm talking, okay? All right, I'm talking."
Yeah,
I'm surprised these moderators.
Very nice way.
Why don't these moderators have like switches to cut people off? If they're
Well, first of all, that's we need some more moderators. They need to turn the mic
We
off.
need to moderate. We got Samuel Jackson or Bernie Mac.
no, they need Myron Ross. I would tell you, look, man, it's their turn. Shut the, you know what I mean? Like,
Turn the
simple.
mic off. That's what you hear with
You know
sound. All right, y'all. Let's move on. Next, what we're gonna talk about is what's on your mind.
What's on your mind? What's on my mind is people that choose, and since we added, not to vote because they don't think their vote counts. People. We need you to be educated voters. We don't. Obama had so much power because people voted not because of his platform, because they voted because he was a black man. You know what I mean? We need you to be educated voters and understand that it's more than what's at the top of the election ballot. It starts at the bottom. Your local leaders is where it starts at. So people, get out here, have a voice, make changes now. If you have never voted before in your life, vote now.
Definitely.
Because if we don't start making changes now, you have to think about your kids and your grandkids who have to deal with this crazy.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Did
gotta
you
ask
guys see that? Did you guys see that Shaq? This was the first time he voted.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm shocked.
I'm not.
That's
Because that stuff don't
crazy.
normally matter to them, you know.
Yeah, it's just, after some of the statements Shaq has made, nothing surprises me. Like I say, I don't even buy Papa John's because of Shaq. They thought because they bought Shaq and that would help. Man, they made it worse.
Now you just don't eat it at all.
right.
It's a cool, just cooning, basically.
And before we
Yeah.
and to add to that too, one thing y'all gotta understand, checkmate has already happened. What I mean by that is that this president has appointed more Supreme Court justices than any other president. He appointed 198 judges. So even after he leaves office, what we don't understand is
It's gonna be in there.
because most times Supreme judges don't just retire; they stay there just about till they die. So,
And that was the problem with Ruth Ginsburg. They would ask her to leave, and she chose not to leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so she kind of, kudos to her for her empowerment and her leadership throughout this time. But how she chose to stay around at that, you know what I mean? She kind of put us in a bad predicament as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Counterproductive, yeah.
So anybody else got anything on your mind?
I'm gonna lighten the mood a little bit. I'm just gonna say,
What you
y'all,
smiling for?
day long today, and I don't have no food left because my kids came and took it all. I just don't understand.
So you said they came and ate all your food, right?
Ate all my food.
Yeah, that would piss me off too.
I love my kids. I'm glad they photo.
Did you have one bowl of leftovers?
Yeah, I have some kale and chicken, but I mean salmon cakes and grits and stuff. My kids, they try it.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you what really pisses me off.
Okay.
When you meet a lady and she asks you about working and you say you work a lot, you have a lot going on, and they say, well, I don't think you have time for a relationship. Like, what else would dude supposed to be doing before I met you? The craziest thing is, what the women don't understand, God gave man work before he did a woman. A man's supposed to be working. If he's not working, we're supposed to be home watching TV. If I'm watching TV, I ain't making no money. So I'm not exactly sure what someone I'm looking for, but I'm gonna work. I gotta provide.
Right. I agree.
Work so hard. Let me tell you. Want the light bill over here?
No.
Okay.
Joe,
No, shit, I'm hungry. Who the hell wants some fruit?
Eat fruit for dinner.
she already got some mango, Joe. She already got some mango.
Yeah, right.
What
You
we
know
gonna
it.
say, Rob?
So what I was gonna say, what we was gonna talk about, what pisses you off. I'm on the family thing. Unforgiveness in family pisses me off. That I don't get it. How are we? Who's radio?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. So that situation where blood family and we don't forgive one another and we walking around for years and not speaking, that irks my nerve. I mean, this is my family, not about nobody else. So
That's a topic we need to make. We need to talk about that.
What's that?
We need to make that a topic.
unforgiveness in family, because I mean that's part of a relationship.
Mhm.
And like so now my child don't know they cousins because somebody that not speaking.
Right.
Or like me, I don't know half my cousins on my father's side because people won't speak it. And now they dead. People that's not speaking gone. But I don't
They won't never speak then.
well, I mean, true, but I mean that's a jacked up. I mean, that pisses me off. I was just thinking about that earlier today. I had that topic, or we talked about that a little bit with some family members.
Right.
And I was like, I'm sick of y'all walking around not speaking, and some of us on the same Zoom screen, and we not speaking.
Wow.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm one of those, man, with family. I love you, but some of them I just don't like it. You know what I mean? And I'm just sorry. Like,
There's no reason not to walk around and not speak because of that.
and
Right.
But sometimes you don't have control over other people's behaviors. Your intentions, you can want to be forgiven, want to talk, but they still carry it and carry you to where it becomes disrespectful. You have no choice but just not to speak. So
True.
you can only be responsible for your own behavior. You can try to make amends and be the better you than you can be, but if they still holding on to a grudge and trying to carry the situation,
It's like I don't get it. And then half the time, okay, I used to ask my daddy, what y'all mad about? I don't know. We just mad.
it be like that. You do.
What you
Right.
mean you just mad and you don't know?
So, all right, we got to move on. So,
Okay.
anybody else want to say anything about what's on your mind real quick before we go on to the main topic? All right, so here we go. Let's talk about it.
Do music and artists influence the black culture and how?
All right, who want to go first?
Well,
Roll with it.
I'll say
Okay.
that.
So this is how I feel
Well, no,
about
sorry.
this. Go ahead, Keith. Huh? This is how I feel about this topic. I
Uh-huh.
think that for young people, for like I say, our kids' age group, I think music has a huge influence.
Okay.
You know, the rappers, the how they dress, flashing the money, all of that stuff. I think for our age group, I think the music was different. It was more about love and family and happiness and stuff. So our expression in life, how we represent the music we listen to is very different. But yeah, do I think music plays a big role? Absolutely. Because these kids see these rappers with all this money, these fancy cars, all these women, and they think that that's how life is.
Right.
I'm not saying that, of course, that starts at home. You teaching your children, but I believe what they see, because our kids are visual now. They came out with Apple phones and iPads in their hand. So what they see and hear runs deep.
Now, I think it's important as parents.
What say you, Ryan?
What? Why are you saying this stuff? What's wrong?
Oh, you said something to me? I was listening. Hey, but listen, I'm tripping. But I think I honestly think that the thing with music now, see, I still listen to old school music. I don't listen to this new
Right.
stuff.
Right.
But I can say that art imitates life. So
Right.
if these kids especially, or even adults, the music we listen to, we start feeling that. You know what I mean? Because I listen to a lot of the old school R&B stuff, right? And I've seen times I've taken verbiage from one of those songs, and I'm talking to somebody, I'm bringing it right back to them. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen times that I'm sitting here in my younger days, I'm listening to my hardcore stuff, and I want to fight somebody. You know what I mean? So it just puts in a different element. So if you know, what's the song now? I just made a Facebook post the other day at my funeral. If the pastor said he's gonna be with the Lord, I want somebody to stand up and say he left this earth to be with his side piece. You know what I mean? So it's a thing it's a song I left home with my side piece. So you know, everybody's singing and having fun with it, but how many people really doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So of course, this music, it sticks there. Like Anthony said one time before, it's that rhythm, that is that what you call the frequency. It hits you and makes you think differently. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
But I think it's still important for us to still be parents. Like,
I thought you had a Myron moment for a second.
huh?
I thought you had a
No,
Myron.
I was just trying to make sure I used the appropriate wording because I listen to it all. I love old school. I love new school. I mix it up. It just depends on my mood. But I also encourage my children to know the difference in that's entertainment.
Yeah.
That's that's turn. If you want to turn up for the turn up. But at the end of the day, this is reality. These bills still got to get paid. You ain't putting out no hits, and this is how we have to go about life. So just like the stuff they're watching on TV, just like Lois was saying with the iPads and all that stuff. My 5-year-old grandson and 3-year-old grandson know how to get on YouTube better than me and know how to search some stuff and figure out some stuff. But they can spell their name and know, So it's just important to, let your children and our generation know. Don't get caught up in that. Don't lose focus.
Yeah, but a lot of people are not allowing, not educating their kids, and we have created a culture.
That's the problem.
Where the girls are thinking, hey, he got to buy me a bag, or he got to do this, he got to do that, and he got to drop the stat, and the guys feel like they got to drop the stats, and they got to drive 30-inch wheels and big cars and booming systems. How do you get that stuff if you don't have a job? Or like he's not putting out a hit, and so they're feeling like they got to do all this stuff, and they say, well, all I got to do is do this. Like my daughter say, all I got to do is be on Instagram. I could do certain things on Instagram and make money. I'm like, what?
Now,
you're doing too much.
And what you tell people, like I tell people, it's all right to young girls come into contact with them. It's all right to have a big butt and a cute smile, but it's always somebody with a bigger butt and a cuter smile. So if you ain't got nothing going on here, you ain't making your own or whatever, then you're going to be in trouble. It's all right to drive a nice car. It's all right to have nice things. I like nice things. I work for them. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it, but just work for it and prioritize. And that's my thing to it. A lot of times people are not educating their children on priorities.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because they don't have their priorities.
Right.
But I just said, Latoya just made a post a while ago. Can you pull that back up, Anthony? Latoya Pittman posted this while ago. And I said, I think I get in cars sometimes with people, or be around people. And they got their very young kids in the vehicles listening to some music. I'm like, to me, I don't think it's appropriate. You know what I mean? Like kids can't even barely talk yet, but you playing to see certain songs. But everybody raise their kids themselves, you know what I mean? But I think we get to a certain level of age that you start listening to different kind of music, you know what I mean? Because what's funny at 2 start getting a little dangerous at 6. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make y'all laugh. Mary J. Blige, my favorite R&B artist. My kids hand down can sing all her lyrics because that's what I listened to when it was coming up. So they know,
Right. Hey, look. Well, listen. Here's my thought. It's really bigger, and maybe some we don't actually admit. But like, take Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, which I thought was fan of Cardi B, but I'm really not now because they're teaching not only our kids, there's older women that's into that whole thing she's saying. They're not only are they not setting a good role model, but I see girls all the time twerking. Women, they still take on the Cardi B attitude because she's very outspoken. I get that part; she's outspoken, but she's a lost female with money. She's lost.
Okay.
Her spiritual is lost. Now, I think that at the end of the day, I understand what kind of person she is, but you got to realize when you listen to music, sometimes you take on a certain attitude with that music. You're in the club, you're dancing to it. And I just think at the end of the day, they are a poor example of Black women. And see, the thing about it, they're at the top of the game. So they have the most influence on our culture.
So now, how many Lukes it was, how many R. Kellys, how many artists it was before Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion came out and did what they did. My thing is it's entertainment. It should not be your children's role model.
Right. Well,
I
that's
was saying, man,
because if it's in their face, certain things we cannot control. You might tell a child not to listen to this, but they still might sneak and listen to it. The problem is
right. So again, they should not make millions and should not make money because you worried about because you want them to raise your child. That's not their responsibility. They're entertainers, just like Luke and everybody else was. It was okay when they were doing it.
no, it won't. That's what I'm saying. We thought it was okay.
They did it and they made money off of it.
Either way, it's not a good influence on our culture.
It may not be a good influence on our culture, but again, it's entertainment.
I think we all saying the same thing, though.
Don't make it good.
But listen, I think we all both saying, both of y'all saying the same thing. It's not up to the industry to regulate what they're doing. It's up to the parent to regulate what your kids are listening to, because they're gonna put out here. Because you're not gonna tell the gun makers to stop making guns. Guns killing people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
you know, I still think it's deeper than that. You're right either way. But at the end of the day, what people don't understand is that our culture has been exploited. That point blank, because there's people behind that's not even black that get to say so of what we want to listen to, and they put it out, whether it's through our communities or not. And somewhere back there, someone's making money off all of this, and we only want to shoot each other and drive by and twerk every time, and it's influencing us. And even though yes, that's entertainment, the thing I realize that even with my kids, when I play good R&B music, they listen to it. Who is somebody else to tell us what we want to listen to? That's all that's on the radio. They're influencing us.
I agree. So here's the other part of this. When we were growing up, the R. Kellys did have those songs out, but for one, we knew they were entertainment. Our kids don't look at it quite so as it's entertainment. They looking at it, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is our culture. This is what we do. This is we get high, we pop pills, we do all this crazy shit. And now that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Again, it's our job to educate our children. You have no control. When my children was going to school and coming up, I never said, don't play with little Tyrone because his ass is bad as hell and his mama allow him to do so and so. What I said is, I'm going to kick you in your damn back. You tried what little Tyrone did.
Not in the back.
Because you don't have control over what you're doing back.
We don't.
We do.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that people are still putting out our music and supporting our and all of us don't want to hear that. But that's all they play on the radio. Right now, if you go to a radio station and say, look, play this, they're not going to play it.
Because it don't sell.
Right.
But we still have a choice, though, as a parent,
to listen to it.
play in your car, in your house, because see, a lot of people listen to, what's an artist name? Rhapsody. She, she's not as mainstream as Cardi B, but she's got some great songs. But because she's not on that craziness, she don't get the same play. But you as a parent say, listen to this right here. You know what I mean? You can make your own little USBs with all your songs on that you can listen to the child with.
I don't even listen to the radio.
But of course, when your kids with other people, they're gonna listen to other things. But with me in my house, this is my rules. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But at least this is how I'm raising, because I don't give a damn how great you are as a parent. When your child leaves you, they're gonna do what the heck they want to do.
Agree.
Only thing you can say to myself is that I did my job. You know what I mean? And I've had a conversation with somebody with another adult where they said FTK. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you still got to live. You cannot. I mean, even though you want to be there for your kids, you want to do everything work hard for your kids, but you cannot let these kids stress you out. So start from a young age and say, "This, I'm gonna teach you to do this, do that." But once they get to a certain point, I got you how I need you, but you're gonna do what you do, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So
and if you be that parent that say don't, and they hanging around their friends and they're watching their friends be wild and things, they're going to be that parent. Explain to them, listen, this is why you got plenty of time to do this and that and the third, but this is why you should focus here. This is why
I can say when I went to ECU, we had several students that came, and we knew when they came what kind of household they came from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we knew right off the grade that these kids were sheltered to death.
Right.
They got the ECU and got wide the hell open. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's no rule book to raising kids.
Right.
You just do what you do and hope you do your best job. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
you
right.
could be the pastor of the Greater Saint Myron Rouse Church of the Holy
Hell
Ghost.
no.
Hallelujah. And them kids still gonna act up, you know what I'm saying? And we got a tendency in the black community. Some of your kids gonna mess up. The first thing they say, where was the father? The father
Right.
can be there, right there in the same house, going there, and
You're
them
still gonna be jacked
kids
up.
want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but with
I-
other race of
yeah.
kids, so the first thing they say is they got mental issues. So
Yeah.
we just do what we can for our
Oh, yes.
kids and hope for the best.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Houston.
Hey,
Yeah.
Houston.
I mean, so I'm sorry. Somebody want to say something?
No, we were saying hey to Houston.
So do y'all feel, even though these executives and stuff, even though it's black music, there's not black people choosing to put us out. And what makes me mad is that someone is telling us what we want to hear, and they're making money off of it. That's what pisses me off. And it's destroying us. And it's destroying their generation, their race. It's destroying us.
Well,
Mm.
I don't feel that music should. I think we're giving it too much power. I don't think that's what's destroying us. I think what's destroying us is our children being uneducated. We're not taking more time with them as we need to do as parents. Period. I feel that a lot of parents are jacked up, and their influences and what they let influence them is trickling down to their children.
Because
I don't feel that I can't sit here and say that any entertainer, whether it's a basketball rapper, anything, had any type of anything with my children coming up.
I'll put it this way. No matter fashion, you go down the line. The not only do sports and music influences so much around us, it's ridiculous. Because even when we know the latest what's going on, we see this on television, the videos, the pictures, Cardi B, the nails, everything. We didn't make that up. They start the trend, and we all jump on it because that's the thing now.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that to be so, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't. I love fashion. I love to get dressed. I love to be pretty. That's just who I am, and I find my own thing and my own style, in which works for me. I don't feel like I look like the girl that's next door to me or the woman that's to the left of me. I want what I like. I go to work. If I want a high expensive bag, I got bags that cost $5. I got bags that cost hundreds of dollars. It's all in what I like. And I feel like if I work hard and I want to treat myself and that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. It has nothing to do with any entertainment.
Yeah, that's true.
And they do. I definitely agree, Vivian.
Yeah.
So watch this. You're in the top 10%.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
You're in the top 10%.
Listen.
Right.
Well, again, it comes back.
So what I was gonna say was, since you're in the top 10%, the rest of everybody else is jumping on the bandwagon and say if it's okay. Like I watch the little girls, they love their hair that goes down to their butt. I hate it because one is not you, but everybody's got it. I saw the boys with the white tees and the t-shirts and sagging, and they got the little fade with the twisted up naughty hair. And I went in the barbershop one day and I saw 6 guys, and all 6 from ages like 11 to like 19, all of them look just alike. Same haircut, and they didn't want nothing no different.
Right.
So let me ask you this right here, this question right here that we got to ask ourselves as a community, right?
Uh-huh.
You said the music and artists influence the black culture and how, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we as a community influence the black culture? How often do we talk to these young kids about life? Do we see a young dude that's out there and we talk, bring him to the side, let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? So I think we need to get away from blaming anybody else to putting the responsibility on ourselves. Like we got to become the community again. You know what I mean? Like I say, and anybody that know me know I used to be one of the wildest out here. You know what I'm saying? And I take my life for my testimony because I know what I done, and I talk to kids all the time about, look, this is that. Don't ruin your life because I was talking to somebody the other day about the second the right to bear arms, right? But now if you are a felon, you don't have the right to bear arms. Why is that? Because
Okay, part again, Myron.
I said if you was a felon, you don't have the right to bear arms, right?
Right.
And that's another case of systematic racism, because who are most of the felons? Our young black men are becoming felons at 18, 19.
Yeah.
So now they 20 years older, 38 years old. Now you still can't carry a gun because of something that you did at 18. But the system is holding you back. So we got to teach our kids now. Don't make these mistakes. Who talking behind me? Yo.
You echoing, Myron.
It's well, yo. Hey, yo, I thought I had a friend back there.
You get your plan.
So why am I echoing though? Am I
Say
still?
something.
Go check your settings.
It's everyone.
It might be my flux capacitor, but we got to start talking to our, like, especially you black men. You need to start speaking to young black men, and black women need to start speaking to young black women, saying this is life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make better choices now. Don't depend on the teachers to do it. You know what I mean? They can depend on their parents, but sometimes the parents miss the ball. You know what I mean? So don't let music raise our kids. Don't let TV raise our kids. We need to raise our own kids.
And let me just say this too. You know, for us to think that the music doesn't influence the black culture is a lie. It does influence. But the thing about it, in our culture though, there's a lot of things that's influencing us. And not to get religious, but the devil was charging the music in heaven. And so sometimes you listen to a beat can be so nice, and you listen to sometimes you don't actually listen to the words, but you're so locked into the beat and the music that the music's still getting better in your head. The worst thing about kids nowadays, everybody got headphones. So when they ride in the car with us, most of the time they're not really engaged with us, and they at the table, they always got earphones. We don't know what to listen to. And I still think at the end of the day, you can teach them. All thing we can do is teach them the right way. But it doesn't mean just because you're telling them that they're going to be doing what you said. Because like I was when I grew up, music was everything to me. It still is. And I always listen to it. And you will. But it is important for them to know the difference. And I still say Cardi B and all. I listened to Megan Thee Stallion the other day, just listen to all her lyrics, all her songs. She basically talking about the same shit. That's all she talking about.
Yeah. But what
rappers doing the same thing. Real rappers do the same thing. And I don't care what Cardi put out, what Beyonce put out, what anybody puts out. It's entertainment. This is how these people make money or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not giving them an excuse though.
And it's not about an excuse. It's when you, like you just said, your children get in the car, they got their earbuds on, their headphones, take them off. Let's have a conversation. Let's listen to something together. Why do you like that song? Break the song down to them or whatever. Be a parent. And back to what Myron was saying, I work with adults every single day. That's what I do for a living. I encourage, I inspire, I motivate. I go out my way to gear towards, because the messed up adults I work with, they have children. Right. And I want them to be able to be better people, to go home and then, and their children is able to see, well, mom and dad was able to turn their life around. I'm going to turn mine around. So it starts, like you said, within our community. The hell with who's putting what out. We're going to have temptation. We're going to have this. It's going to be negativity all around us.
Right.
We can change by educating our children and the people that we with hand in hand every day.
Right. Lois, did you want to chime in right quick?
I was going to say, we can, like we all have said, we can change by educating ourselves, number one, and passing that down to our children. Because I feel like as a community, we are our own worst enemy. We have the crab in the barrel mentality, worse than any other community I've seen. So as soon as you are trying to do better than what your parents did, it's well, why are you doing that? I mean, I don't understand that. It was good enough for my kids. No, when you know better, you do better.
I can't stand that.
That gets on my nerves. So I think we as a culture need to learn that being better and doing better, there's nothing wrong with it, number one. And secondly, it is not being white. That annoys the heck out of me. As soon as you want to advance and grow, you being white. Why you acting? Why is white right? But if you
Right.
want to educate yourself as a black person or do better or have your children
You
do
think
better,
you better than
it's
me.
being white.
Right.
So
I think at the end of the day, though, I think these artists, we're making these artists popular. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Even though they're making money and they're entertaining,
Yeah.
that's one thing. But we are still, they're at the top of the game because of the attention we're giving them. And so they feel like as long as they're making money, what they're doing is right, they'll keep doing it. But like when Cardi B said her part in the line, that little thing in the back of my throat, you can have some girls trying to be that type of girl, if you get what I'm saying. So, no, I just think that, and I get what you're saying.
But it
There's
goes both ways. Don't just keep saying Megan and Cardi and Remy Ma because you
I don't care who it is. It's all of them. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. It's all of them. It don't really matter.
Right.
Okay, so watch this. My daughter listens to Roddy Ricch and Rod Wave, and I can't stand neither one of them niggas. Neither one. Because they talk about the same thing about a girl doing stupid stuff. They do.
Right.
And it's like, I hate it. I'm like, why you listen to it? But then this guy, this and this guy. I said, but you hear what you say? All their music is dark, like super dark.
Exactly. Right.
It's super dark.
Because if you listen to rock music and some of the white people music too, it's just as messed up.
I don't know if it's dark now.
It's entertainment though.
Listen, that's true, but you know what though? They ain't my
I'm
culture.
not entertained by that.
My culture.
What'd you say, Anthony?
I ain't worried about them. That's my culture. I'm talking about my culture. You know, they can talk about their own problems, but I mean, in our culture, these are the problems I think we're having, and we are analyzing them. And they're all grown-ups. I don't care what y'all say. It's not just the kids. These are grown-ups taking on the same attitudes these girls are talking about.
I agree.
We just need more positive influence, I think, in our community.
We need some people that can have the crowd still jumping, but jumping to something positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all remember back in the day, y'all remember back in the day, you go see a girl or a girl would have a guy over and you put on some slow music. I mean, it was almost guaranteed something would happen because it set the mood. I'm not sure what the hell to listen to now to get in the mood.
You can't listen to the old stuff. Party back in the day, and them last 30 minutes that DJ change the tone.
Yes.
And he started playing that stuff. Well, you singing in her ear, and you think, boy, we going home tonight. You know?
Yes.
Like you the one, like you. So when they switch up, so I'm gonna slow it down. Well, you feel like, let me go find it. You know what I'm saying? Like we get ready. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, no, you did. No, you didn't.
There we go.
That's old school right there. That's way back to mama old school.
I'm still listening to that right now to this day.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Hey, look, when your dad playing that music or your mama, you better go to bed early.
It's time you got to go to bed.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
Oh.
I agree with Houston.
Houston.
Yeah,
Agree.
yeah.
Positive influence happening.
All right. So anybody else want to chime in on this before we move on to the next part?
Nope. I'm good.
No, we good. Let's move it on.
All right. So here we go.
Wait a minute.
Sent in from male and female. Shocking and mind-boggling. People just like you and me. Surprising, just downright disturbing. Strawberry letter is about to get juicy.
Uh-oh.
Go. What you got, Rob? Oh, no, this ain't Rob. A girl gone.
And then
she gone. Keisha. Lord have mercy, she gone.
She might be getting ready to do one.
Come on, Keisha, come back.
Sing it, Myron.
That touches me when the morning comes, feels good to me.
By the way, everybody, wait for Keisha to come back. She's supposed to be doing Strawberry Letter. Let's get back in. You know what's funny, man? Just listen to that song.
Make you happy, right?
It just puts you in a mood.
Yeah,
But music does that for you, though. It doesn't matter. It does put you in the mood, no matter what music it is.
Yeah, let me check some of the door.
Sing it, Lois.
Ain't you done enough rock and rolls?
You gonna call me out like that, Rob? You gonna call me
You don't know Rocky.
that? You gonna call me out like
Come on, Keisha. We're waiting for you to come back, sweetheart, so you can do strawberry letter.
I wanna be
All right. So if Keisha will come back, Louis, you have to do strawberry letter.
You got me, girl. I wanna be
Can you do strawberry letter?
who?
You,
Yeah.
Lois.
Oh,
So-
I don't have it.
Let me send it to you real quick. Give me 1 second.
On the strawberry letter, we had a biscuit, and we put the syrup with the biscuit on the strawberries. And once they ate the strawberries on the biscuit, it became really good. How was that? For the
Myron,
strawberries?
you are not a storyteller.
Okay. All right. All right. It's in the
All
room.
right.
It's in our room.
Gotcha. All right. Hold on, Rob. Turn it down a little
She
bit.
from-
Let's
she
do the
gone too?
strawberry letter.
Are you
And
back? All right.
speaking of strawberry letter, if y'all are ever in New Brunswick, New Jersey, go to Delta's restaurant and order the strawberry letter 23 martini. It is to die for. That's
Oh,
where it came from.
I see it in your inbox.
Yep. All right, for the strawberry letter. Yes. Ladies, I need your honest insight. I noticed that my ex-mother-in-law was given an appreciation party this weekend. For what? I don't know. Since ex-hubby and I haven't been together, his communication with my daughter has been few and far between, mainly just holidays. Last time we spoke was in August when she called on his birthday. Prior to that, it was Father's Day. Even though she was 22, should I say something to him? It does bother her, but she is like her mother and puts up a wall. So she noticed her ex-mother-in-law was given an appreciation party for the weekend. I'm confused.
Appreciate your party for who?
That's the question. I don't know. Noticed my ex-mother-in-law was given an appreciation party for what? Since ex-hubby and I haven't been communicating, his communication with his daughter has been slow. They hadn't spoken for a while. I guess this is the daughter that's 22 and wasn't invited to the appreciation dinner for the grandmother. And she wants to know, should she say something to them, to the ex-husband, as to why the daughter wasn't included?
Yeah, the part over now. You know what I mean? The husband is not invite. I mean, she see what she is with the family, so hell, she grown now. The hell with they like we just spoke earlier. Family, I love you, ain't got to like you.
Oh, okay, I just got some in my inbox. Basically, the daughter wasn't invited to.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just assuming that it was the mother-in-law appreciation party.
Right. I mean, yeah. So listen, my take on that is if the father hasn't talked to the daughter in quite some time, if he just is what it sounds like a deadbeat parent, he only talks to her on Father's Day or holidays or something. He wasn't thinking, oh, let me make sure she's on the invite list for my mom's appreciation party, whether he was part of planning the party or what. But if he's that kind of father, I'm assuming that the grandmother as well doesn't have a good relationship with the granddaughter. So no one thought, hey, let me make sure daughter is on the list. They were just being irresponsible. I mean, they just had no regard for her feelings.
Yeah, it seems to me that they just wrote her off. They didn't just write her off. They been wrote off. You know what I mean? And so she's just not like really part of their circle. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah,
it's just one of them things. If she has something, don't invite them. You know what I mean? And Harambe Cole, you know, some people talking about you should when they go low, we go high or something like that. And when they go high, we go low. Nah, I'm gonna go higher than you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
don't you misquote Michelle?
Hey, well, I'm sorry, but you know, I mean, if she have a wedding, just don't invite them. You know what I'm saying? Simple. We even.
Right.
You know.
But ain't that's what's pushing families apart though, that kind of foolishness? Because I mean, what happened? You know, what happened? Why all of a sudden? Because like me and my daughter, mom ain't together, but I ain't gonna stop talking to my daughter because We ain't together.
Right.
But like I said, she's 22 years old, and he has not been doing this. This is not anything new. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it ain't like he
Yeah.
just stopped, because he got a new girl. He just ain't been doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
So it's just one of them things.
Oh, he never had a relationship with his daughter to start with.
Right.
Right.
I gotta say this too, man. I don't understand men now. This is your seed and your legacy.
Right.
It says a lot about you as a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Remember, a few months ago we talked about on one of the shows Carlos and I were watching that your daughter will live the life you give your wife. So if you are out here, being irresponsible, mistreating your wife, cheating, doing different things, that's the type of life your daughter sees and she gravitates to when she gets older. Now, of course, it's not 100%. She could see my father was a jerk. I'm going the opposite way and make sure I don't find that kind of man. But 9 times out of 10, she'll
They normally
gravitate
follow
towards
what they
that type
see.
of guy.
Yeah. They normally follow what they see.
Right.
And it's unfortunate,
Right.
And I believe that, like Toya was saying, get your daughter some therapy. I mean, she needs to go past the deadbeat parent. She does.
That's right.
Or it's gonna be like Toya said, it's gonna be an endless cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The worst part of it is whenever a parent passes or gets sick, and you want something from that daughter or son, and they absolutely don't care.
Nope.
And you can't fault them for that. But there gotta be a bad feeling like what you created. See, that's the thing. What
Don't want to have nothing to do with
them. Don't like you. What you created.
Because of what you sold in the beginning of that.
Right.
You're right.
It's what you sold. You sold it. Okay, for instance, if you go and mistreat your son, and you don't have nothing to do with that person, and you keep doing the wrong thing in front of them people, or you keep mistreating his mom, or you just walk out all together and have them to do, and then all of a sudden there's nobody left but that particular child, and you ain't did nothing for them the whole time. You never was in their life. When you get sick or something happens, it's gonna be ugly,
Mm-hmm.
Because you be like, well, where were you at when my life needed to be changed, Dad? You remember that?
Right.
Or mom, for that matter. Cause I seen mamas do some stupid stuff too.
Yeah.
Just drop their child off. Hey, I don't want to be with him no more. You take care of me.
Yep.
Right. Byron, you said, what's wrong with you?
Just kind of
You zoned out.
Just thinking about some personal situations, it's almost similar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So, just like it's sometimes you have these situations with fathers and with parents rather, that when you got a child involved, it gets so volatile that it breaks it down. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to be part of that child's life because you might wind up going to damn prison. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, sometimes people tend to try to use kids to manipulate you or control you. You know what I'm saying? And some people just can't deal with that. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those people. Like,
right.
I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sorry. You know what I mean? So I hold grudges really bad. I'm working on my heart so bad, but I just got one of them cold ass hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like I'll do anything in the world for my kids. I ain't gonna kiss nobody's ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things.
Yeah. Yo, that's a very good point, Latoya.
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of people realize. One day we all gonna get old, and
that's
you
right.
might end up, and your kids might have to be the one to decide how you're gonna end up. I would not want to be in a position where the only one I have left, because even when you get married, it's not even guaranteed y'all gonna stay together forever. Or one will pass for the other one, and now something your kids you can no longer do for yourself, whether you had a stroke or whatever, and the other ones to decide your life. They gotta be a mighty scary position to be in.
And I'm to the point though, man, honestly, that I don't want to be a burden on anybody.
Mhm.
get a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah,
and
I'm
it's, you know, it's just like shit. Let me be. Let me go. Like it be to the point, dude. Like I'd be like, man, if I was a multimillionaire, I don't even if I want to leave my kids. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Because like, what you gonna if I leave? What
you gonna piss it away anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Like
There's a lot of billionaires that do that though. That
Huh?
don't leave the kids. There's a lot of billionaires that don't do that. That don't leave their
Oh,
kids.
what's my man
That's
name?
true.
He said he ain't gonna hardly leave his kids nothing. And he was
Yep.
he's a what's my man name?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. There you go.
There's another billionaire too. I guess they want them to have their own way. That
Absolutely.
I don't know.
You better figure it out. This is what
I tell one of my friends now, I said, man, listen, you getting some age. I said, enjoy your life. I said, you working now for your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be dead and they're gonna be doing the same shit they were doing before you left. So enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that we're able to build generational wealth for our kids, but at the same time, you want to have kids with plans.
Right.
You know? Right. I mean, I don't want to leave you this, and the only thing you're gonna do is smoke it up and sell everything in the first 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make sense.
It don't make sense. But you know what? These kids, because of how we go back to the music. These kids don't care nothing about that stuff.
How about the dude that killed his mama? Remember he killed his mama for the insurance check?
Yeah.
Start making, you know what I'm saying, rap videos and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like to some of these kids we're nothing but paychecks. You know what I'm saying? Soon they go. I know I'm about to get it. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Sure.
We got to be careful with that as parents as well. Like, cause you know the mindset of these new kids just ain't the same.
Right. All right. All right. So move on to the last part, which is my favorite part. So here we go.
Sex facts.
Lois, we're gonna change it, baby. We're gonna change it.
Now listen. Now you Anthony is trying to get me in trouble because I told him I said change my last name because my
it's not on him. It's on me. I forgot.
Yeah, it takes a little time to do it. So
it takes a minute.
I'm just messing. All right, so we only have a couple of minutes left, but this one I had several facts, but this one I'm gonna need the men to focus on. This fact, Myron.
Don't focus, man.
Myron.
Okay.
Studies have shown that 1 out of 6 women have never had an orgasm.
And that's whose fault?
Okay, let me break this down. If you are having sex, look, Sheena said I'm focused too. If you are having sex with a woman, just like you want to get off at the end, she does too. I don't want to hear the Bernie Mac line, concentrate. No. It is a two-way street. And women are not like men. Men are visual. They can see a woman walk by, see a breast, see her behind, they're ready to go. They're springing into action. Women need to be mentally and physically stimulated.
Let me say this right here. Let me say this right here. Let me say this.
Hold on, Myron. Hold on. You ain't no woman. Hold on.
But I know this. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and you can say you're right, Myron. Watch this right here.
Go ahead, Myron.
That what you said is absolutely factual. Men don't take much for us.
Come on, Sheena.
But when you're dealing with a woman, the first thing you gotta do is get a woman's mind, and that body will follow. You should be able to have a woman to the point that when she see you and you touch her, she's already got that feeling like yes. You know what I mean? And so, and another thing too, a lot of men, they know how to satisfy a woman. You do not. A woman know how to satisfy herself.
Yes.
Get your little Peter right and let her put it where she wanted it. If she can take control of that thing, she can get it. If you want, you can keep it up. She can get it where she wants. And let me say this one last thing. And if you don't think you can get a woman an orgasm, get you a pen and a piece of paper, right? What you do, write orgasm on this paper. And when you finish and you think she got one, just give it to her. Say, here, I gave you one. And everybody happy.
Yo,
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
forgot where you was going at with that, and I was trying to stay a step ahead. I did not know where you were going with that.
Yeah,
Ladies and
like,
gentlemen,
Reaper.
when you think Myron is dropping some knowledge and
But
he's
the
being
rest of it was
serious,
good. The rest of it was good, but you know I got to be a clown.
But I'll have to say this though. I think, Lois, I think what you're talking about too, there are some women that have never ever, and it might not be
Yeah.
just like a situation with a guy. There's some women that never ever,
They're not
no matter what guy they
Yeah.
with, they never. And there's some women that never get it from penetration.
that is very true.
That's
So,
the thing.
and that was one of my facts a few months ago. But what I'm saying is nowadays, and listening to the music and comedians and stuff like that, men think I put it in there. We had sex. I got mine. We good. No. She's sitting over there. She ain't got nothing yet. Make sure it's a two-way street. Make sure we are both pleased at the end of the night.
If our friends ain't looking at you funny when y'all around, you ain't did your job. Trust me.
And let me say this. Hey, yo, let me add something too. There's some things you can't change, and some things you can. If you're a guy, you're not a big size, you can't change that part. But the things
Right.
you can change, the foreplay, the oral, whatever you can add to it, increase your game and do the best you can. Read books. There's videos out there. The things you can't change, you can't change. The things you can, you improve on it and you change that.
But all you have to do, if you have a partner that you were having sex with, your spouse, ask what's gonna please you. What do you need? All you have to do is ask.
You can't get it wrong if you ask. That's for sure.
That's right. We'll
I
tell
don't
you
think
if
you
you're
just
willing to
come out
learn.
and ask. I think you kind of role play with it, like you know what I mean. Because you got to make it sensual and entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
what you want to do different tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way, it's just like saying like you don't go tell your partner you getting big, you need to lose weight. You say, baby, let's start working out together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to keep it.
Come on, Latoya.
Latoya is right, but you know, though, I
Toya,
learned
women
communicating,
are-
you cannot get it wrong if you ask. And
Yeah,
so sometimes
yeah,
our
yeah.
ego don't allow us to do it, but if you cannot get it wrong if she tell you exactly, because every woman is different.
That's right.
Every woman, different sizes, please, different woman, different stroke, however you do it. But if you ask her, you can't get it wrong.
Nope.
But you have to establish that communication in the beginning, though.
From the beginning. But like I say, and then like
Agreed.
some women take longer, and some men don't understand. If she take a little while longer and you can't go that long, you got to switch your game up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you about to buzz, do something different. You know what I'm saying? But keep her entertained.
Yeah, William and count and back out. Hold on, let me reset.
You got to reset.
Or better yet, before we toast, better yet, let her get hers first. How about that?
Mhm.
But if she take for 55 minutes to get her, and we ain't got but 10.
It's quite as easy said, Lois.
Hey, look, shit, bring some toys to there. Bring some help if you need to. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, Myron. Come on, Myron.
You know what I mean? So
I'm sorry, I forgot my.
What's she to say? Stop and give.
start and give top
Top,
you
because you bust.
you gotta do it. Yeah, like you know that thing it's about to go off. Like, oh, let me do something different. Let me, you know what I mean? But
I will say this though: the older you get,
Mhm.
the better you get at it.
Mm.
Or at least you should.
You better say it.
Yeah.
You better say it.
You don't. When you get older, you don't have to
Hurry up,
cruise.
son. Go see my husband.
oh,
All right, y'all. Here we go.
Ain't you tired?
I'm so tired of being
Here we
alone.
go. The NASA's up. You got some milk. You got some milk, Myron. Got some milk.
I got some
I ain't
medicine.
even got my water now. Water's
All right, here we go. All right, y'all. Here's the black. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. See us again next week for a
Yes,
new
thank
topic. Next Sunday, 7:00. And here we go. Glasses up. Here's the black love, relationship, marriage, building wealth, all that in between. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, take care, y'all.
Cheers.
No,
Hey.
I'm always the last one to